topic on if you're a woman leader and you keep hearing, hey, you're doing a great job, but you're not being promoted, then this is a great video for you. Because as you keep getting told that you're doing a great job, but you're not getting promoted, you're not getting that tap for the big projects, you're not seen as a great sparring partner, and this is the video for you, because it isn't about the recognition and the praise that is the problem, but how you're seen, your visibility, your positioning, your brand is. This is the first time you're catching me live, fantastic, or you're just watching this on the replay. I am Kim. I am the founder and head coach at the Leadership Edge Academy, and that is where we help women in senior leadership progress into more senior level executive roles, as well as helping them lead more effectively with more ease, and of course, without the 60-hour work weeks, etc. So you get to become that strategic voice, that strategic partner, and that strategic leader that your organization wants and needs. So let's talk about this. Why does you're doing a great job, those compliments, hey, you're such a great job of realizing that outcome, or that even sometimes I've had thank goodness, we've recovered through this quarter, we did an amazing job ensuring that we hit our KPIs, but it doesn't move on past that. It's well, hold on a minute, why are my other colleagues who I think are less experienced than I am, why are they getting skipped to the front of the line and getting promoted? So if that is what you are finding yourself, you're likely in what I call the praise trap. Now, this is where what you're hearing is hey, well, we can't do this without you. Except it doesn't translate any further, right? So you end up feeling really frustrated and confused because you're well, why am I still stuck in this role? Why am I still doing all of this work, but nobody is seeing me for that next level role? No one is talking about promoting me. No one is talking about what is my next step in leadership. And this is very common for a lot of women in leadership, because what happens is there's a lot of doing. So what I have found, and I've made this mistake in the past as well, but a lot of women that I work with, well, if they've recognized they did a good job, so I need to do more of that. And in order for me to do more of that, once I do more work and deliver more results, that is when the promotion is going to come. Except it still doesn't. And you're what have I been doing? I'm doing all the right things. But that is exactly where the error is. That's exactly where the problem is that you're busy with the doing. You're not being seen by your colleagues, by senior leaders, by executives as being a strategic partner, as being a strategic leader. So your being appreciated does not translate into being seen as strategic. Now, you may have gotten this feedback even throughout your performance reviews, well, you're great at execution, you're a great team leader. We're not really seeing that leadership presence, or we don't see you as being strategic. Okay. And you're left with well, what does that mean? So what happens is that oftentimes those individuals that seem to be cutting the line, right, and they're getting promoted before you are, that is because visibility gets rewarded more often than effort and doing. So the more visible that you can create your results, that you can create the work that you're doing, even the thinking behind the choices that you've made is going to make a difference. Because if they don't see how you think, they aren't going to consider you for what's coming up next. So here's where I want to give you 3 practical steps. Now, before I go into this, I also have a Boardroom Whisper checklist. Now, this is a quick checklist, but it's a great starting point if you want to start elevating how you are perceived by others and how you can do that in terms of speaking during meetings, how you can bring your expertise and build the authority and credibility inside your organization during meetings, during conversations, etc. Now, if you want to get that you can just DM me or comment below checklist. And then I will send you the link to access that Boardroom Whisper checklist, because that is such a powerful checklist already on its own. It's going to help you be able to make some very simple and yet very powerful tweaks in how you communicate. That is going to realize that you are going to build your authority and your credibility in meetings, in your relationships, and again, just in your general conversation within your organization. So now let's get into those 3 practical shifts that are going to help you go from stop being that go-to fixer and that reliable leader to start being the go-to strategic leader. The first step, the first thing that I want you to think about of what you need to do is start being more open and literally narrate your thinking. So stop hiding the strategy behind the decisions you've been making. So that could be things of like, you know what, we've accomplished this. I decided to take this and this action because it was going to lead to this and this result. And it's going to meet this key driver. Now, what that does, it starts to demonstrate to everybody else that not only are you executing because you've made decisions and you're moving forward, but you have a very clear strategy behind it. You're allowing other people to see that strategic strategy. Number 2, pre-frame your results. So I want you to start linking your wins to the business drivers before they even happen. One of the biggest things that a lot of the women that I work with that they miss is that they're getting results, but don't link them to the business drivers that their boss and their boss's boss are worried about or are responsible for. And that is going to start creating a lot more momentum for you to be seen and recognized. And lastly, stop waiting for recognition, because you need to create that yourself. I know there's a hesitation likely for you around self-promotion, but honestly, again, if you are not visible, nobody knows you're there. So here's an opportunity I want to make sure you get. That is that I have got a 6-week visibility glow up. That's what I call it. It's a 6-week sprint over the summer, because let's be honest, if you aren't positioned right now or people aren't talking about you in terms of the next promotion rounds, we don't want to wait until your performance review cycle starts in October or November. You need to be start doing that work right now. So if you're done waiting to be seen and ready to raise your profile strategically right now, then the visibility glow up is built for women just like you. This isn't any kind of theory, because this is the exact system that I share with my accelerator clients, with all my private one-on-one clients. It is going to raise your profile. It is going to position you as a go-to strategic partner. And it is also going to make sure that the leadership that you do is not only just appreciated, but it is seen. So if you want the details on that so that you can step into Q3 and make sure you're positioned for that promotion round, or even if it's just simply like, hey, I want to get on a high visibility project, then this is for you. DM me the word glow and I'll get you the details. All right, I will leave it at that, and I will talk to you soon. Any questions, drop them in the comments. Again, glow for if you want the inside information on the visibility glow up, and checklist if you want to get that Boardroom Whisper checklist.